There's Troy, Homo, and E-moneybags. Those are the three amigos. Those guys are dangerous.
He was allegedly involved in the Christmas Day gunfight between two gangs at the Sunrise Cinema on Long Island.
The almost ubiquitous Jay-Z, known for his cool lyrical prowess, trembled in fear, refusing to step outside his own door. Have you ever heard about that time where Jay-Z was threatened live on radio? But what could possibly unsettle a man of such stature? Well, let's find out about the encounter between Jay-Z and E-moneybags. Jay-Z isn't just famous, he's a living icon. His voice is so distinct, even if you didn't see him, you'd probably know who he was. People all around the world hail him as one of the greatest artists of all time. But Jay-Z isn't just about music, he's also a savvy businessman. In fact, he made history by becoming the first black billionaire from hip-hop culture. His journey from the streets to the boardrooms was nothing short of remarkable. But on a fateful day, the air crackled with tension. Jay-Z, the rap icon, stepped into the studio of the radio station Hot 97, alongside some members of his crew, Beanie Sigel, Memphis Bleek, Emilio Sparks, and H-moneybags. Now, H-moneybags wasn't your run-of-the-mill rapper, he had street smarts to spare. But trouble brewed when H-moneybags was introduced onto the show. See, there's another rapper, E-moneybags, who'd been lurking in the shadows, and he felt like someone was pilfering his style by using that name.
I guess Jay-Z and the Rockefeller crew were on the radio, and I guess that there was someone up there they mentioned called H-moneybags.
Yeah, he's from Marcy.
Okay, so you know who that is.
Mm-hmm.
But they called him H-moneybags.
Right.
Which E-moneybags took offense to.
Right. Right.
E-moneybags argued that he earned his stripes on the streets, and seeing someone else adopt his moniker didn't sit right with him. So, what did he do about it? Well, he reached out to his pal Prodigy from the famed group Mobb Deep and demanded a direct line to Jay-Z. Prodigy made the call and handed the phone to E-moneybags, and sparks flew. E-moneybags wasted no time in airing his grievances, letting Jay-Z know in no uncertain terms he wasn't pleased with the name appropriation.
I was married to E first cousin, and E and J bumped heads.
Jay-Z, ever the smooth operator, brushed it off initially, but E-moneybags didn't back down. Before the call ended, he warned Jay-Z that if their paths crossed, there would be trouble. Now, in hip-hop culture, words like this carry weight, especially when they come from someone like E-moneybags. He wasn't just your regular guy, he had a reputation for things like robberies, drug sales, and other shady dealings. So when a figure like that throws down a gauntlet, people tend to take notice. Even Jay-Z, big shot that he was, felt a shiver down his spine and decided he was gonna keep a low profile. E-moneybags wasn't one to back down. For an entire year, he'd be unleashing a barrage of disses aimed at Jay-Z, but Jay-Z would just remain silent, surprising many. E-moneybags even attempted to enlist Nas and Prodigy to his cause, but Jay-Z stood firm. Then came the fateful Summer Jam, when Jay-Z took aim at Nas and Prodigy in his lyrics. And that's when Nas entered the fray. It seemed Jay-Z wasn't eager to confront E-moneybags head-on, but he was more than willing to lock horns with someone from Queens.
When Jay speaks to Nas, he go, yo man, we don't even make music for niggas like that, man. We only make music for niggas that get money. This is what Jay tell Nas.
E-moneybags and Jay-Z share a history. They hailed from the same Brooklyn streets and even went to the same high school, but they ended up taking divergent paths. Jay-Z would find fame spitting rhymes, while E-moneybags only delved deeper into the streets. So let's go back to the background a little bit and talk about who E-moneybags was. E-moneybags would grow up in Brooklyn's Sumner projects, going to school with famous rappers like Notorious B.I.G. and Jay-Z. He earned his reputation by doing whatever it took to survive on the streets, selling drugs, robbery, and even murder. Safe to say, he was a big figure. Later, E-moneybags moved to Queens and would become close friends with Tupac Shakur. The two would share a bond through their street connection and even did illegal things together. When Tupac would get in trouble, E-moneybags was one of the few who would visit him in jail. E-moneybags also had a lot of connections to other famous rappers, 50 Cent, Noreaga, Nas, and Prodigy. He was especially tight with Prodigy, who he spent a lot of time with in his final days. E-moneybags wasn't really a hip-hop star. He wasn't about flashy chains or fancy cars and was much more like a ghost. He would pop up here and there, leaving a trail of rumors and stories in his wake. Some said he was a hustler, others claimed he ran the streets like a kingpin. But whatever the truth was, what he did do was command respect wherever he went. The thing about legends, though, is that they're always surrounded by a cloud of mystery, and E-moneybags wasn't an exception to this rule. There were whispers about his run-ins with the law and his ties to the street, but no one really knew the whole story. And, let's face it, that would only add to his mystique. But the rift didn't stop there, it was just a precursor to more significant troubles on the horizon. E-moneybags, with his street connections and fearless demeanor, found himself embroiled in a series of unfortunate events. His involvement in various conflicts would ultimately lead to his demise in a shooting. The aftermath of E-moneybags' death would send shockwaves through the hip-hop community. It served as a sobering reminder of the harsh realities that often lurk behind the glitz and glamour of the music industry. E-moneybags was a testament to the complexities of life in the street, and the struggles that were faced by those trying to navigate its treacherous waters.
These guys is good guys to me, you know what I'm saying? I don't, how it mixed up, how I got to that, I don't know how I got to that.
His name may not be in the headlines anymore, but you better believe he left his mark on the hip-hop scene. He almost acts now as a cautionary tale, a reminder of what can happen when you play with fire in the streets. Even now, when he's not in the spotlight, his story is living on, reminding all of us of the rough and tumble days of New York City when the streets were rough and the stakes were high. So what's our takeaway from the showdown between E-moneybags and Jay-Z? Well, ultimately, I'd say it's a reminder of the crazy world of hip-hop, the success and the danger that often goes hand in hand, the power, pride, and the highs and lows of having to chase that fame. And even though time has passed and wounds have healed, the moment where Jay-Z faced his fear head on is always going to be etched into his memory, a reminder of just how far he's come, and it'll remain etched in our cultural memory too. There's a saying that everything that happens in the dark comes to light. It means the truth always comes out eventually, and that rings especially true for someone like Eric Smith, or E-moneybags. He was a big deal in the streets, and his life story is almost like something out of a movie. There's a lot of stories about how E-moneybags died. Some say it was because of a dispute over a car payment, others say it was because he robbed a big-time rapper. Either way, he would be shot and killed while sitting in his car during a barbecue. Even though E-moneybags' life was cut short, his legacy lives on in not only hip-hop but in the streets. He's remembered as a true hustler who, one way or another, lived and died by his own rules. If you enjoyed today's video and you want to see more content like this, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for future updates.